Good morning, everybody. I think earlier, I threw Barb a loop. She was coming up. She thought, okay, it's time, and she came to an end. And I turned around and left. And so thank you for the one additional prelude. So thank you. So if you were here last week and you heard my sermon, you might remember that I mentioned a particular type of soap. And so when I was passing the piece at Emily, Mary Fletcher handed me this and said, "Put this in your pocket." Lava soap. So this is going home, folks. Good to be here. The roads were, they were okay. They could be worse. Get a little, if it cools down, they will ice over. So hopefully by the time I get done with Pine Lake Chapel and get home, that won't happen. That'll just stay wet as it is. It's good to have all of you here, and we welcome you. May the peace of Christ be with you today. We do have some guests with us. They are with the kids in the nursery, and it's got to be a better word for that room, but nursery it is. We welcome you. We're glad you are joining us today. And I think the little girls are going to have something for us today, as you see in our bulletin. So praise be to God. We welcome all of those who are watching on our YouTube channel. Thank you for joining us today. Whether you're watching live or you're watching later on, I pray God's blessing upon you as we worship God together and come together in this time of the Advent season, looking forward to Christmas, which is not that far away. So greetings. Welcome to worship. Let us rise for our call to worship. And I'm not sure who's doing the Advent candle lighting? Okay. They can come forward now if they wish. Okay. So, children of God, our world is full of the fruit of humanity's greed, apathy, and neglect for the love of God, neighbor, self, and all creation.
What then should we do?
Our world is also full of the fruit of God's love that wells up all around us, sustaining us, saving us, reviving us to live as the people of God.
What then should we do?
God encircles us on every side, love divine present with us in creation, in community, and in the anticipated arrival of the infant Emmanuel. What then, children of God, should you do? We live in joyful presence with God and neighbor, turning away from sin and toward a life with God and one another, marked by joy, justice, and mercy. Amen. And whoever's... Okay.
We're coming. Sorry. Ready? No matter what troubles overwhelm us today, Isaiah reminds us that in all of our preparation and passionate pursuit of God's coming kingdom, we must not forget that God's salvation has come and is coming. With joy you will draw water from the wells of salvation, Isaiah 12:3. With joy you will remember that God's salvation is already present among us.
Faced with the troubles and the suffering of the world, we choose to live in joyful presence to God and one another. We will not turn away from the pain and the hurt in our world, and we will not stop rejoicing in God, whose salvation fills us to overflowing, that God's love might flow through us and flood our troubled world with hope, peace, and joy.
We light this candle of joy as a sign of our commitment to be present to ourselves, our friends, our family, and our neighbors, that in sharing our vulnerable lives we might share in the glorious joy of God's salvation together.
The pink one. It's fine. Now let us turn into our hymnals, 209, Blessed Be the God of Israel, or on the screen. Blessed be the God of seem to have a blue screen of death, but nonetheless, there